Takatso is a multidisciplinary engineering and project management company founded in 2018 in South Africa. The company provides interventions in access to water, energy and food to its tailored engineering solution approach. The ideas and the reasons behind Takatso creations are numerous. Throughout 2018, while I was still working in a mining company in South Africa, I was traveling kilometers and kilometers throughout many provinces, such as Limpopo and Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape and Western Cape. The several observations that I could take at the time was that the country was already very, very dry because of several droughts. The people were lacking access to their primary vital needs, such as water, energy, as well as food. And we decided accordingly to provide solutions to tackle those issues. So Takatso's mission and vision is to provide safe, drinkable water, energy and food to people living next to a water source, such as dams, rivers, lakes, estuaries, or oceans. We are now reaching a very important milestone for Takatso. We just spent 3 years of research and development where we gathered all our energy and commitment in order to try out many technologies in the market, many different solutions that we pulled together to end into a proof of concept agreement with Sandparks, where we erected our first brackish water purification system. Challenges we've been through for the past 3 years are numerous. The first one I could quote, or I could remember, would be human resources. Obviously, being a startup implies many responsibilities for the team. The team requires to be absolutely transversal in the ways they work, in the ways they communicate, in the ways they grow as well as a company. The second main issue we encountered is obviously cash flow management. Again, being a startup and startup from scratch, with our own research and development, with our own investment, we did pull and erected the first plant by ourselves, by investing our own money into the project. Since the start of the startup, up to today, most of the team still had a full-time job, as well as gathering the strengths and motivation for us to meet on a daily basis, every night, in order to work all together to find solutions to be applicable for the market with regards to water, energy, and food. One of the main disruptions that we encountered as well is the several issues with regards to COVID-19. COVID-19 was a big challenge as well for us in 2 areas. The first one, being an international team, COVID-19 unfortunately separated our team in half, one half being in Europe and the other half being in South Africa. The second main challenge that we encountered with COVID-19 was obviously within our development part of the project, as well as the development part of the proof of concept that we wanted to erect within sandparks in the Kruger National Park. Thankfully, the team remained very committed and motivated to the cause, and I would say that part of this commitment was thanks to the Kruger National Park involvement within the proof of concept agreement. So in 2021, when we managed to agree and sign our proof of concept agreement with Sandparks, we decided to go ahead with our first prototype. And I would really think that this is the main reason what maintained the team afloat in terms of obviously commitment, dedication, motivation, as well as internal communication in order to speed up the process as much as we could, taking into account the several disruptions, globally speaking. The main competitive advantage of Takatso lies within its engineering team and its methodology on how we approach the different problems with regards to water, energy, and food. Today, we are not a company that provides only drinkable water. We are not a company that only provides excess in electricity. But what we really do is to consult the requirements of our customers in order to provide a tailor-made solutions. To add to this statement, our solution come completely integrated, and our R&D efforts over the past 3 years have paid off with regards to discounting the overall solution cost by minimum 40% on the desalination part and 38% on the brackish water purification part. For the next 6 to 12 months, the key focus of Takatso will be to develop our cash flow position. We will do it in 2 axes. The first one through sales, by exposing our name, by increasing our client base, as well as developing a branding for our company. The second axis, which also plays a big role, will be through fundraising. We will exclusively, for some time, focus on grants funding only. In the next 1 to 3 years, we will concentrate our efforts in continuous development within our technical department. What it means is Takatso will push in order to improve our brackish water purification systems, as well as the desalination segment of the company. We will also sustain our activities in South Africa by developing and creating jobs locally, as well as creating upskill transfers program. First of all, we obviously wish our company to be sustainable and to grow within the years. It will start by creating value, and that will come from sales. So we want to develop our client base. We literally just started. So the idea is to create exposure for our branding, exposure for the quality of work that our engineering team are capable of, and obviously to serve the markets with our solutions in order to solve problems. We also seek funding today in order to develop and sustain the company future through investment within our people, within our operational facilities, as well as investing in new technologies. Thanks to our proof of concept, we finally made our point. Our point is, today Takatso is capable in bringing solutions with regards to water, food, and energy. Our prototype currently works. It can benefit to the ones that really need the most, and today we thrive to bring innovative technologies to the market in order to assist both private and public sectors in despair of water, energy, and food.
I'm going to talk first about the humanitarian vision, which is how the whole idea came to be. Now, the idea of the concept came first to serve humanitarian need. We've seen that people in communities far-flung, which are isolated from your mainstream infrastructure, roads, power, water, they need water. Now, when we look at their needs it's not just water itself. We then see that they need the power. They need power to live, for economic activity and food as well. So we find that our solutions come to a place where they serve the water, energy, food nexus, and that's around Sustainable Development Goals 2, 6, and 7. How does Takatso tackle that? So we know that these far-flung communities who do not have access to mainstream infrastructure depend solely on subsistence agriculture, not just for their own food supply, but as well as the economic activity. That, in its own way, provides, or presents rather, some additional challenges in terms of economic emancipation. Now, Takatso brings in a solution, all in one, fits in a box. It's a plug-and-play solution, and it provides water, energy, and food. The food itself can be used for human consumption or as part of economic emancipation to those communities. However, the idea is then further developed, and we've realized that the need is not limited to these far-flung communities. They are isolated, yes, but you find that all other industries have challenges around water, food, and energy, provided now that we're moving with time where we need to be conscious about the environment. So our solution is environmentally friendly. We have, and we try to maintain as little as possible of a carbon footprint wherever we do our interventions. So we have this idea. We see a real and urgent need in communities, but we still need to prove that the solution that we have works. We began in our backyard putting together a machine. We put it on a small trailer and we dragged it to the Eastern Cape, where we were seeking an audience with someone who would listen to us. So we needed a platform to demonstrate that this technology and this concept works, which is where the Kruger came in. Very fortuitous for us, because they provided us with two scenarios of situations where water itself was an urgent need. We went, visited the site up in the northern Kruger. We extracted some data. We came back and we designed a plant specifically for the needs of that ranger camp. We came back to our drawing board, provided a solution to them, proposed it to them, and they gave us the go-ahead. That was momentous for us, because achieving that proof of concept now means that today we can stand in front of people and say we've got a product that works. The Kruger National Park proof of concept was a very exciting project for us. We tackled a problem by serving water to a community who have not had drinkable water since the establishment of that site in 1975. What we did is we went there, we extracted a sample of water that was analyzed, and we came to our drawing boards, designed a specific plant which was to be versatile and to be integrated into their existing infrastructure. Today, the plant provides 500 liters per hour of drinking water, whereas before that, they had to drive 80 kilometers 2 or 3 times a week just to get 1,000 liters of drinking water. Our approach, which is heavily inclined to skills transfer, involves deployment on the ground of highly qualified staff who come to install the solution with nominated parties from the client who would be available once we've commissioned the plant. So the water purification system, which is the core of our solution, begins with the crucial step of analyzing the source of water, technically analyzing it for elemental qualities and microbial qualities. Based on that, we then design a plant, but the basis of operation of the plant is that we extract water from the source through a series of buffer tanks. It goes through an ultrafiltration process to deal with most of the light and physical matter that you can see. From there, through another set of filters and pumps based on reverse osmosis technology, from which it is then stored and ready for distribution, or if need be, remineralization if we are meeting a specific need in terms of water quality. The system itself is completely powered by renewable energy, being solar, wind, or a hybrid of both depending on what is available. However, that doesn't mean that where we've got power available, we cannot provide a solution. We will always integrate our solution to accommodate as much of the existing infrastructure and setup as possible. The way this idea was developed was around the humanitarian issues to do with access to water. But having then looked further into the offshoots around water, we see that the communities that are far-flung and marginalized need not only access to water, they need access to power and food as well. Now, that creates what is called the water energy food nexus. And Takatso has come up with a solution which we call the haven of life, where we provide water, the critical need, but energy as well, and food, both on a humanitarian and commercial level. 2.3 billion people live in water-stressed areas throughout the world. 72% of all the water in the world is used by industries and agriculture. Takatso is here to provide a unique solution to provide water to areas of water scarcity and to introduce technologies around water reuse and water management. Because, as we all know, water is life. Good water is better life. We know that 450 million children live in water-stressed areas, and by 2030, up to 700 million people will be in extreme water stress. And simply put, Takatso is here to make a difference. As a company determined to make a difference, Takatso is interested in getting into strategic partnerships with the right partners in order to develop our business and deliver these innovative solutions to those that need it most. What Takatso needs is strategic partnerships in order to develop our business by investing in our people to improve our solutions that are there with the intention of improving the lives of the ordinary people.
So when we start with Takatso, it was pretty much a single vision. We wanted to provide access to drinkable water for people living next to a source of water, municipalities, community, township. Then we quickly understood that there was a possibility to add on our original solution. For example, with providing exit of electricity. It then opened the door to smart farming, aquaponic and hydroponic, for example. And within the last financial year, we've been communicating a lot with our solution. And we realized that our solution as Takatso, providing drinkable water, can address way more different sectors and way more industry, including mostly the private industry. We realized that we, as Takatso, can develop our offering targeting more private sectors, industry, who also have a need for water, food and energy. What we realized is we could expand the range of our offering and targeting a lot of different markets. So the solution can apply to very diverse industry. And what we keep in mind is Takatso is a kind of tailor-made solution. we can apply to different need, to different industry in different areas. The opportunity to expand our offering gives us two positive effects. The first one means that we can enlarge and enhance our market segment. So the second positive effect is providing the guarantee to our investors that Takatso has chosen a sustainable path for development and evolution. We have identified no fewer than 12 different applications where Takatso can intervene by giving response to problems related to water, energy, and food. We are today capable to provide a solution to different industries: property developers, chemical industry, food processing and manufacturing, chemical industry, agriculture, and many more. Our solution can also apply to hospital, school, NGO, or disaster zone where we've got a rapid implementation and intervention.
The Kruger was always home away from home. The plant in the Kruger National Park is providing a solution to the water problem the people at the camp were facing for the past 45 years. I should say site establishment, which Sun Parks came to our party and offered us the opportunity of putting up our plant in the Kruger National Park to showcase our ability to bring drinkable water to people who are in need. We faced a couple of challenges when we were designing the plant itself. If I remember well, the team went to the Kruger National Park and they did a site viewing, and with what they had, the borehole pump they designed a plant which was capable to produce a certain amount of water, which was in configuration with the pump which was installed in the borehole. By the time when we went to install the plant, we found that the borehole pump had been changed, but we managed to work around with it. Transfer. It was a funny exercise with most of the rangers coming to the party willing to know and understand how the machine works. We managed to train a couple of guys. Some, they were finding it difficult, and others were just, getting it from the word go. With the type of water that we are producing at the camp, we just found that there are contractors who are coming and residing at the camp for a couple of days, and then when they go away, they bring tins, like 5-liter bottles of water, and they are so excited, surprised that they can find that quality of water from the Kruger National Park, which they don't have where they're coming from. I remember I spoke to one of the rangers. He said they went on an operation and they had 25 liters of water in their car. And they met other rangers from another camp. They were shocked when they told them that this is water from our tap.
I've been here at Mahlangen, I can say since 1997, because I came here and came back in 2013. Then from 2013 I'm here. So I know Mahlangen from back in 1997. Yeah, so the water here was too salty. You cannot drink it. We used to go and get the drinkable water at Palabora. The water here, we were only using it for laundry and for bathing in the shower, yes. So it was tough for us because every time you have to go to send the vehicle to Palabora to get the water, or outside in some of the nearest village here to get the drinking and cooking water. So it was tough, it was costly on our side. So until Takatso came. So Takatso's water is purified water. It's a clean, drinkable water. They even take the samples to go and check if it is good for drinking and everything. And they give us feedback now and then. So we are very happy to have Takatso on our side. You must remember that the first thing is our life. Our life has improved. Some took more than 10 liters of this water just to go and share with other staff members. So that message went as far as everywhere where there is a problem, and they all now demanding to have the water like Machangeni. So thank you very much, Takatso, for the project that you gave us free of charge. We didn't pay anything. So we appreciate your effort. Thank you very much.
Salty water. It was never good for our health. Up until we met up Takatso. Takatso brought us great stuff. You look at me and I've got a bit of a belly. As you can see, we're getting fresh stuff. We're fresh, healthy and strong. Takatso has given us what we've been needing. I've been here for 10 years. For the past 10 years I've been drinking salty water. Now I'm drinking beautiful, tasty water. So Takatso has brought us great joy. As you can see, the smile says it all. I'm saying they're great people, they're nice people. They even literally taught us how to manage the machine without them being around. So how great is that? So these guys are very wonderful. We appreciate everything, the efforts. Even everybody around, you could ask anybody in the compound, they'll tell you, Takatso people, 100%. They told us before, it took a bit of a while, because we even had to do follow-ups. When are they coming? When are they coming? And then after the CE said no, very soon, when he gave us the reply. And a week later, there you are guys, you came in, you planted the machine, everything started working smoothly. Everybody who tested the water afterwards, they want a container of it, 5 liter, 10 liters containers, people are picking up from there. So yes, what we expected pretty much became what we were expecting or wanted. It is true, we had higher expectations, and what we expected, it became that. The guys that heard about the machine, they came by. The first thing they said, they popped out 5 liter bottles and said, we had this great water, fill us up. We filled them up. They drank, they said, it's better than OC, sorry to name names. But they said that, literally said it. They went no, every time I pass by here, I want a liter of it. And yes, of course, every time they pass by, they want water from this machine.
As much as stories have been told, this one becomes one that has been in my life for many years. I've always grown on to love nature. I've loved nature, I've loved to protect everything about nature. For the past 10 years, I've been around Machangeni, here in the Kruger National Park. I fell in love with this place to an extent that I even allowed to bring my kids in, to come and live with my kids in. And this environment, it's much safer for them to be here, to know and love nature. And because I love my kids, I also want to give them a healthy life. I want them to be protected, healthy, be strong in every way, mentally, physically. So you would understand if you're feeding your kids things which are not healthy in the system and it's damaging the system, their health, then it changes everything in life. So for the fact that my kids are here, they want to be here, they're going to live here with their daddy, I want them to drink healthy things, have healthy minds. You know what they say, water contains minerals that produce most of the things in the system. So if you're feeding your kids water that is not healthy, how are we going to give them or raise them in a better way? As a father, I want to see my kids grow. I want to see them get educated, be wild just like me as their father. Yeah, have everything in life that they need, provided of course by their father. Help them to grow. And this environment, this area, has brought up that mind to me and has helped me to give that to my kids, to give life, education, everything that I can afford. So now, because we've been given an opportunity to have healthy water, I mean, this is good for my kids. They're gonna grow old, grow up better, healthy and strong. So that's what I learned, and that's what I want for my kids.